awesome, absolutely awesome.
I love it when a plan comes together. Definitely worth a look. Yeah, it was well on par.
Alright, well, good afternoon. It is just midday here, 2nd of June, rather, 2012. Okay, so I'm going to review last night's Prometheus, which I went to see in IMAX 3D at the Odeon Metro Centre here in Gateshead. Rather disappointing. I'm just going to come out with it. It was pretty disappointing. It was a packed out cinema, and a lot of people have been looking forward to it. It's been pretty much overhyped in so many ways. This is Sir Ridley Scott's return to the genre that pretty much made him, who he is. Obviously, he was the guy that gave us Alien, Blade Runner, as well as obviously Gladiator and a couple of others. But science fiction was what he really, touched upon back in his early days. So with that, he decided to make Prometheus as some sort of not a prequel, but more of a connection as such to the original Alien movie. Excuse me. And what we find is, unfortunately, it just did not deliver in the manner that we were hoping whatsoever. Give you a rundown of the cast first. You had Noomi Rapace as Elizabeth Shaw, Michael Fassbender, as David, the android, Charlize Theron as Meredith Vickers, who's like the woman in charge of the crew. We also have Idris Elba as the pilot, Guy Pearce, Peter Wayland, Logan Marshall Green as Charlie Holloway, who him and Shaw are both in a relationship together. And they discover these ancient, relics as such, that have not made any contact with each other, it's over the years of civilization, and they all have a similar connection of some sort. So they make this 2.5 year journey across space to a planet where these symbols or images have come from, and that's where they go to make their discovery, to try and find out. It's pretty much like the birth of humanity. So they go to this planet to find out, ask questions and get some answers, kind of thing. But then obviously a whole host of problems start occurring. There are a number of nods and links to the first Alien film, but like I say, it's almost preemptive. You kind of get an idea as to, well, you probably would know what's going to happen, but certain things are revealed that you probably already knew about already in the first place before the film. Was probably, if you're like 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, you already have an idea as to what's going on. Like David, for example, is obviously a Wayland Industries manufactured android, and he's obviously got a second sort of protocol kind of thing, as we all remember from all the previous androids, especially with Ian Holmes' android from Alien had a hidden agenda. David has a hidden agenda as well, and it was really quite disappointing. The space jockeys, we learn a bit more about them. There's definitely more than one. But then, as I say, because of how it ended, it still left you asking questions. You come out, I came out of the cinema, and as soon as the credits started rolling, the entire auditorium was silent. Nobody didn't know what to say. Everybody was just so quiet that when we all got up to start walking out, we were just like, okay, what did we just see, kind of thing. So even though it's been touted as a science fiction horror epic, it was nothing of the sort. It did not deliver on an epic scale. Horror wise, I wouldn't even call it that, to be honest. Why they even said it's got goriness and stuff, there was nothing extremely gory in this movie as to what you would get as to what you got in the first Alien movie, and all the subsequent Alien movies after that. This just did not have that same hit, the same kick, the same shock factor, the same wow factor as to what Alien did. You can watch Aliens now, or Alien even, and you're still amazed by how awesome it is and how it still stands the time of today. And you look at that, you look at Prometheus, and you think, has Ridley Scott been away from the sci-fi genre for too long? Will he learn from whatever mistakes have been made with this movie? Will he try and change certain things if he wants to do a sequel? Whether or not it's going to make enough money to even do a sequel, that's another question. It's just, yeah. I mean, as I say, overall, if you have not seen any of the Alien movies, the 4 movies that have been made, and you go to see this, you'll probably enjoy it, because for you this will be something of a new beginning kind of thing, and then watch the Alien movies afterwards. However, if you have seen all the previous Alien movies, then all I'm going to say is, if you're expecting something to what Ridley Scott first did back in 1979, it's not the same, unfortunately. That's all I'm going to say. So it's up to you if you want to go see it. It didn't need to be in 3D, I'll say that now. But again, because of the amount of money that is made from ticket sales with 3D movies, I guess that's the reason why it was in 3D, why it is in 3D. So go for it if you want to see it. Unfortunately for Ridley, it just didn't hit the right notes for a lot of people. The music, I will quickly say, to the music side of things, I was even talking to a friend who was also there with her husband yesterday, and we both agreed that the music didn't really match the film. It kind of felt a bit too E.T. type, a bit too much of Steven Spielberg. It was almost like thinking it was going to be an E.T. movie at some point. It just did not match it. The music that you got in the trailer would have been more ideal, but the music in the film just didn't hit. It didn't really match at all. So yeah, very disappointing. But hey, that's how a director rolls. Okay, that pun was intended, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to go now, so I'll speak to you all later. Bye.